what it was. Y'all know who it is. And y'all tuned in with Priceless Knowledge of Self. And this right here, this ain't nothing but some cosmic insight. And hey, it is with great pleasure that I can announce that we have reached the last and final installment in our Jupiter in the Houses series. So from this point on, after today, you can go back and check your Jupiter by both house and sign, and it should be there because we done covered them all. I done hit them all. And I also want to take this time to once again remind y'all of the amazing deal I got going on right now, because one, it can't be beat, and two, I need to make some money, man. I mean it. I'm in a tough financial spot, man. I had an emergency come up that really knocked me off my feet, and now I really am reeling, man, to be honest with you. And if I don't make some money, if I don't have some revenue come in that's on top of the revenue I'm already making, if I don't have my money exponentially grow, I'm in trouble. And this right here, it probably won't be able to continue. And so, hey, man, with that in mind, right now, I'm offering $50 audio natal chart interpretations. And what that consists of is an hour and a half to 2 hour of audio recording of me breaking down your chart, man. I'm going to be talking about all your major planetary placements that are traditional in astrology. I'm going to be talking about all your growth aspects, all the aspects, period, that are worth mentioning. I'm going to be talking about the declinations. I'm going to talk about your hemispheres and your quadrants that are emphasized. We're going to talk about the elements and the modalities. We're going to talk about the dominant things in your chart. We're going to talk about the more persistent difficulties in your chart. We're going to talk about your karmic direction, which consists of the North Node and the South Node and Rahu and Ketu. We're also going to include in there a 30 to 40 page PDF that gives tangible proof of your experience and entails all of that information that we're going to cover in the audio interpretation as well. So that's something you can't beat, and that's a lot of work I'm putting in that I'm just pretty much giving to you. Okay. It's the key to yourself, which is priceless at a small fee. You can't beat that, man. And also, since I'm feeling good, I'm also offering $40 numerology readings, which I don't have a PDF because that's just really a bunch of numbers and me telling what I feel about the energy that comes along with those numbers. But it will be about an hour-long breakdown of all your personal numbers and the energy that comes along with it. And that's going to cover past stuff. That's going to cover future stuff. That's all inclusive. And we can also tie in your astrology with your numerology if you want. And then beyond that, I'm also offering $60 synastry readings right now. Okay. So that's a beautiful thing. So, hey, man, y'all fool with me. And if you don't want a reading, hey, even if you want a reading too, go ahead and donate to the channel, man. Y'all help me keep this thing going, man, because it's rough right now. I'm in a spot, man, and I work hard for y'all. I need some love from my people too, man. And it ain't all about money, but right now we need to make it. Best believe, man. And to be honest with you, man, money's relevant to what we speaking on here today, to be honest with you, because this right here, this is a little something about those people that have Jupiter in the second house of their natal chart. Oh, they probably never had to worry about this. And before we even get into that, hey, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to tell you a little bit about Jupiter. I'm going to give you a little information on the energy that comes along with it and how it might affect you. Then we'll talk a little bit about what the second house of the astrological chart is all about. Then after that, we're going to bring it to a crescendo and then a climax, which fortunately for y'all, that's my forte. So without wasting any more time, it ain't nothing to it but to do it. So in astrology, Jupiter is really known as the planet of luck, but I also like to call it the thinking man's planet. And that's because it rules over higher learning, and it also gives us a yin for exploring ideas both intellectually and spiritually. And Jupiter rules over the sign of Sagittarius in the 9th house of the astrological chart. And if you ask more traditional astrologers, including myself, it also has a say in Pisces in the 12th house. And intellectually speaking, Jupiter helps us in formulating our ideology. And in a more spiritual sense, it also speaks on religion and philosophy and theology. And this planet right here, it concerns itself with long distance travel, ethical and moral values, as well as our inherent sense of optimism. And luck and good fortune are going to come wherever Jupiter shows up in the chart. And you're also going to see luck and good fortune whenever you can employ the characteristics of whatever sign your Jupiter's in. And hey, man, this planet really wants us to flourish in the most positive and beneficial of ways, but there can be too much of a good thing. Understand, Jupiter can overdo it because it doesn't know any boundaries. It wants to keep going and 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 keep going. No, it knows no limits. Saturn knows limits. That is limitations, but not Jupiter. It's only going to keep expanding and doing as much as possible. So, hey, there can be too much of a good thing, which can be a detriment when you're doing too much. Or when everything's going good and the dice keep rolling in your favor, you can get complacent because you think, hey man, it's going good. I don't have to work at that anymore. And, both of those can now take that benefic and turn it into something that's malefic. And, we don't want that. Understand that it takes about 12 years for Jupiter to traverse the whole zodiac. So it spends about a year and a half in each sign. All right. And when we're talking about the second house now, the second house is ruled by Venus and Taurus, and it kind of symbolizes what the self has to work with materially in this life. Our possessions, our money, our physical resources, this all can be found here. And it also can represent our desires and our values. And any planets placed here, they really speak on what we have to operate with in the material need world. And they also indicate what we value most on this plane of existence, okay? And I mean, that's pretty much it. There's more I could say, but that's pretty much it, man. This is also about indulgence. This is Taurus ruling this, okay? So when we're taking Jupiter and we're putting Jupiter in the second house and we blowing that up, hey, this the one, y'all. This is the big payoff, man. And we finna get to the bag for real. Cause here, look, we're taking the planet of luck and abundance and we're placing it in the house of finances. So, hey, the blessings that we see here, they aren't just theoretical, man. No, we finna see some tangible abundance this time, player. Real talk, man. And although we all know that the struggle is real, we ain't finna see that here. No, this right here is a peek at the good life. For real, man. These are those blessed individuals who have usually spent their whole life in abundance. And the thing with that is money attracts money. So with that, most of these folks, coming from money the way that they have, and coming from rather well-to-do backgrounds, they've had blessings of being able to be taught how to handle finances from a really early age when they were young in life. So that really is actually a really amazing blessing in itself. Cause hey, man, when people such as myself grew up with parents putting bills in your name and you were taught nothing but how to fuck money off, hey man, some of us could never even fathom how to deal with some of the figures that they were taught how to deal with from a very early age. So, hey man, that's just what they're naturally dealing with. That's their realm of existence. You feel me? And even beyond that, man, hey man, when you're thinking about that, man, when you grow up without having to dig yourself out of a hole, hey man, that's absolutely priceless in itself, man. No bullshit. And going from that, man, when we're talking about the second house, it's also always important to keep in mind that this ain't always just about money, because it also speaks to our self-worth too, man, because everything we consider to be value, is going to reside in the second house, and the self, hopefully that's included in there. I hope that makes no exception to that, man. And with Jupiter here, this typically indicates a person with an abundant amount of self-confidence, man, or self-esteem, whichever way you want to call it, man. And it's there, man. And the thing with that is most people don't ever realize how key an ingredient self-confidence is to success. But, they do. They do. And they exude it, which really helps them be a lot more attractive for other people to want to do business with them, which of course brings them even more success on the financial front. So, hey man, yeah, these motherfuckers' self-esteem is going to be one of their greatest assets for real. And assets is what they're all about. And however, I do also want to say that a second house Jupiter, here's the thing. It does suggest a hedonist in most cases too, man, because the second house is ruled by Venus. And so there's going to be a lot of sensuality here, and Jupiter ain't going to do shit but feed it and blow that up. And so, hey man, enjoy it, but be careful. Be careful, because the expansions of Jupiter can always be a double-edged sword due to the fact that Jupiter tends to overdo shit. It tends to overdo everything. And in this house, spending ain't going to be no exception. No, especially if their Jupiter happens to be afflicted here, because this could point to somebody who always spends beyond their means. And that, of course, is going to be quite counterproductive to the blessings that come with this placement. You feel me? But when you're looking at it, this is Jupiter. So even then, these are not people who are likely to ever end up in poverty by any means, y'all. Which actually brings me to my next point, okay? Because the reason that they never have to worry about that is because of how resourceful and talented at making money that these people are. Even if they didn't have their family supporting them or any of that type of shit, man, money just comes to them. This is somebody with that Midas touch, and people with their Jupiter here, they can pretty much make anything in the world profitable if they put their mind to it. Even if their family ain't well off here, man, these are those people that, have been making bank their whole lives. They just know how to get it in, man. This is a hustler's hustler. All right. And another big part of that probably has to do with that these people have a really practical approach to life. And, they aren't big on doing shit just to do it. Nah. And I respect that to the fullest. Look, man, for them, worth is seen in actual dollars. So money is going to follow them, man. They just need to make sure that they're also placing value in things that they can take with them beyond this physical plane of existence. Okay. Because, it ain't always just about money. It can't be. But, when it is about money, they're going to be blessed in that regard. Okay. And you can look at their Jupiter sign and see how they feel about that, or how that's going to play out, or how that would come about. But this definitely speaks to somebody that is blessed in the way of material possessions, and somebody who's blessed in indulgences, and somebody who, But hey, I'm going to have some broke ass second house Jupiter person telling me how wrong I am. And that's okay. Because hey, even if you, I'm sorry, even if you don't build like, even if you're built like that, pardon me, I can't even say it right, y'all. Even if you're built like that, you don't have to build like that. And what I mean is we all have all this energy available to us. What you do with it is what you do with it. And even beyond that, it's not about what you do. It's about how you do it. And that's some priceless knowledge in itself. And that's some priceless knowledge of self as well. And hey, man, if y'all are interested in any of the deals I spoke on, the astrological readings, man, don't hit me up in the comments. Hit me up in my email at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. The same thing goes if y'all are interested in any merch, man. Hey, man, if y'all love me, man, fool with me. Donate to the channel. I also want to say, with this being the last installment of this Jupiter series, this is also the last of all the series that we've been working on. So I'm going to take about a week or two off and try to make some money. Y'all better hope I come back, because if I don't make no money, I might not be back. But we'll hope I ain't salty and because nobody helped me just take all my videos down. I might be that petty, y'all. No, I'm just playing. But hey, y'all keep it chill till next time, man. I love y'all. I appreciate all the love and support. We ain't gonna stop no matter what happens. I do a lot of joking. I do need some help. I do want some business, but beyond that, ain't nothing gonna stop me from fulfilling my destiny, man. We might be in here in the dark doing our thing, but we gonna be doing it, man. And that's what it is. I love y'all, man. I appreciate everything. Don't ever take my jokes out of context, man, because I'm gonna make it regardless. But I do feel like I need a lot of support from y'all, man. If you made it this far, you should be hitting the like button. If you didn't hit the like button, hit the fucking dislike button. But if you hit the dislike button, I know you a hater, and that's bullshit. Why hate on me when I'm just here to love you? Nah, don't do that, man. Don't do that. And understand that you can buy all the merch you want. You can get like this. You can look like this. But this type of swag, this type of energy that I come with, it's got to be in you and not on you. So let me put it in.